Hello, lords, ladies, and gentlemen, and also those who do not conform to the binary. You are welcome here, as is everybody. You'll be pleased to hear that I have celebrated the start of October in traditional style, and I have watched Sweet Sleepy Hollow for the umpteenth time. I've seen that movie every October for as long as I can remember now. I mean, it's becoming a bit of a seasonal obsession for me. I think this time I saw it differently, because a lot of the shooting style appears to be reminiscent of much older cinema. But also the way in which Tim Burton put the imagery together, it seems like nearly every scene was a picture. And in some of the scenes, the action does not necessarily follow on. There's like a feeling of non sequitur about some aspects of it, because each individual scene is like designed to be like a specific experience in its own right. At least that's the way that I read it. If you've got other impressions upon Sleepy Hollow, then leave it in the comment section below, and I'd be delighted to hear about you talking about your sharing the obsession with Tim Burton's style of imagery. However, I'm not here to discuss Tim Burton with you, despite the fact that I love the subject. I'm here to do something a little different, because that's what I do every single time. Everything I do is a little different, which means that it's becoming rather ordinary for me to do things which are a little different. In fact, the entire channel is a little different and rather peculiar in some strange ways. But on the other hand, you're watching for a reason. And the reason could be summed up like this. That's the reason. And I just put these things out because I like them. They're purchased, of course, from a local Wiccan, ex-Wiccan. Little stones for the elements, a little star thing, and little deity images as well. Another deity image as well. And on top of that, little Halloween bats drawn on a stone. And I think that just looks good. It just like adds an extra je ne sais quoi to the experience. But on with the experience we shall go. So, for this one particular experience, we're going to revert back to Travis McHenry's wonderful artwork. Very pretty, very beautiful. A little evil, sick, twisted and demonic as well, but on the other hand, still a bit of a laugh. Right. So, what we're going to do today is use the cards to select for myself a devil, demon, negative energy spirit. Actually, no, they're not, are they? It's essentially the Christianization of previous deities which existed in the Middle East and that sort of area, and probably a few others as well, turned into a system whereby Christians feel that they're inspired to communicate with and deal with another divine being. You can see I'm wearing my Lesser Key of Solomon ring with the symbol of Solomon on it. Some people would say it gives me some protection. I think it's just a very pretty piece of jewellery myself. So, which devil are we going to communicate with today? Balaam. I'm not sure if that's the original name for, or a name for Baal, as in the biblical Baal, the Canaanite deity, I think it was. The various people decided that, yeah, we're going to worship that instead, you know what I mean, and there's a biblical story about it. I can't remember too much. Anyway, this looks quite interesting, because it says here, it gives answers concerning past and present and future, can make one invisible. Maybe that's why you can't see my face right now, because my face is invisible. Anyway. Imagery from the Lesser Key of Solomon itself, with the seal and symbol of the spirits down below at the bottom there. This one in this deck connects with the Page of Wands. It's got a Hebrew name there, and it's numbered as 51 within the series of demons we've got. The image is a bit like an imp-like creature with horns, carrying something which looks either like a mace or a baby's rattle, riding a bear. So that's who we're going to have a conversation with now. Okay, now I'll leave his card out, just for now. So only looking for about one or two words to see what comes on the thread, if anything does. Okay, Balaam, are you there? Yes. Okay, I'll quickly point out to you, the studio audience, that there is a very strange feeling which is descending upon me. Very heavy, very strong feeling, with a sense of subdued anger and power. Not necessarily going in a certain particular direction, with a feeling of pride in itself, and a need not to show off, because it already knows it has a certain quantity of power. That's a very interesting mindset for me to suddenly have picked up. Anyway, let's carry on having conversation with the Balaam and see what else happens. And my planchette's stuck. Okay, that's evened it up a bit. Balaam, can you give me a word which explains your intention as a being? Yes. A. N. G. U. I. N. E. Sanguine. A word for confidence, almost to the point of foolhardiness, sometimes even to the point of danger to oneself or other people, occasionally reckless. So it seems that Balaam is a spirit of confidence. Balaam, can I ask you? It is said which you can make people invisible. How is that done? M. I. S. D. I. R. E. C. T. So the word there was misdirect, which refers to, I suppose, playing with someone's perceptions. So I suppose you could make someone invisible if you change their perception sufficiently. If you change the perceptions of the person who's doing the perceiving, maybe through distraction. So it seems like the spirit of Balaam is all about confidence, all about strength and power. But also the spirit of Balaam is something to do with illusion. So if it says gives answers concerning past, present and future, but it also says can make one invisible, maybe the provision there is that he operates through misdirection. And maybe therefore his answers to past, present and future might also be based upon him taking the mickey out of us, really. I mean, maybe he's not necessarily as reliable for divination. I mean, obviously I don't want to upset him, because that would be really, really bad. But he has explained that he makes people invisible through misdirection. Interesting. Anyway, that's your seance for today. I hope you found that enjoyable. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, click the bell icon, click the thumbs up. Go back to my channel name. I've got thousands of videos out there which are just waiting for you to discover them. If you go to the videos section, I work as a professional online tarot reader under the name of Nick Dutch, and I am available on keen.com, on thecircle.com, on kumar.co.uk and kumar.com. I am also available on the Fortunica app. Typically speaking, when I'm doing professional readings, I would not use this deck. I would use something a little bit more simplistic, okay, and more emotionally broad in terms of its interpretation. This deck is brilliant, but it's brilliant for what it can be used for, rather than necessarily as something specifically for divination, because it just doesn't come across that way to me. But it becomes an excellent reference for the Lesser Key of Solomon and its ideas. Okay, I will stop the video here and now, let you have a bit of a think, and maybe have a nice hot sweet drink after that terribly frightening Ouija Board seance, summoning a demon from the Lesser Key of Solomon, and calm down. Remember, of course, that not only is Halloween coming, but the first Sunday of Halloween has the first of my Halloween videos on it. So do stay subscribed, carry on watching, exciting things are about to happen. Spooky.